welcome to ICS's graduation ceremony of 2021. My name is Jeremy Graves, and tonight we're going to begin with a scripture taken from Proverbs 2, verse 1 to 11, which reads, "My children, if you accept my words and store up my commands within you, turning your ear to wisdom and applying your heart to understanding. Indeed, if you call aloud for insight and cry aloud for understanding, and if you look for it as silver and search for it as hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom, and from his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. He holds success in store for the upright, and he is a shield to those whose walk is blameless. For he guards the course of the just and protects the way of his faithful ones. Then you will understand what is right and just and fair, every good path. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guard you." Amen.
Good evening. My name is Elizabeth. Please join me in giving thanks to God and invoking his name over our graduates. Heavenly Father, please give grace and courage to those who have worked hard and now greet this special time of graduation. We thank you for protecting and guiding them to this point. All praise and glory to you. Inspire the graduates to put to good use all the knowledge, skills, and life lessons gained through their education. Most importantly, as they face unknown challenges yet to come, help them to keep clear the greatest wisdom of all, that of knowing Christ and the power of the cross. A chapter has closed and another eagerly awaits. Pave their road with opportunities and inspire them to live with hope in this incredible journey called life. Continue to bless the graduates with love, protection, mercy, strength, and wisdom. May they live passionately to honor and glorify your name. In Jesus' name, amen.
Good evening. My name is Dr. J.P. Rader, and it has been my privilege to serve as the Director of School this year at ICS. I want to welcome each of you to the 2021 Commencement exercise here at ICS Singapore. This year, we celebrate the graduation of our 20 seniors in a mixed media format that, due to the pandemic, is now becoming the norm. I hope you will enjoy tonight's presentation. Our goal during this commencement ceremony is to honor this outstanding group of seniors as they graduate from ICS. We've been quite fortunate this year to meet face-to-face for all but 2 weeks of the school year. That has certainly shaped their experience as seniors, and while some of their competitions, performances, and interactions have had to be modified, they have persisted with a resilience that is to be commended. God has been good and walked with them through the challenges they have faced. All of these have brought this class closer together and helped prepare them for the road ahead. I would like to recognize a number of people who have been critical to the nurturing and growth of our senior class this past year. I would first like to recognize our ICS Board of Directors. Mr. Dave Hain, our chair. This is Dave's last year on the board, and I'd like to take a moment and thank him for his many years of service. He and his family have been wonderful contributors to our ICS community. I'd also like to thank Ms. Sue Wang, our vice chair, and the rest of the board, Mr. Jacob Lee, Ms. Laura Tan, Mr. Sam Kim, Mr. K.D. Barua, Mr. Brad Frazier, Mr. Daniel Kim, and Mr. Rio Inaba. Thank you so much for the work you have put in for our school and the support you have provided for the administration. Many thanks to the 77 faculty and staff who have supported these seniors during their journey at ICS, however long or short. I want to thank the 17 high school teachers in particular who interacted with the seniors every day, and the countless others from other divisions who coached them, mentored them, and served as role models for them. I also want to thank all of the parents and grandparents, as well as other family members who are watching this ceremony. Without you, none of this would be possible. Seniors, we acknowledge your accomplishments tonight, but we hope you recognize that where you are now is a result of the contributions of many people in your life who have invested many hours, trained you, and loved you. They have made many sacrifices for you. I hope you will take the time to thank them for their part in making you who you are today. Our 20 seniors are part of hundreds of NICS graduates at our 14 schools around the world. 5,000 students from 126 countries make up the network of International Christian Schools family. And I am pleased to send congratulations to you from Dr. Joe Hale, President of NICS. The class of 2021 is a diverse and gifted group. The class is made up of 20 members from 9 countries, including the US, Korea, Japan, Australia, the Philippines, Colombia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Romania. I want to stop for a moment here and say that lifers at any school are a special group, particularly international school lifers. I fall into that category myself, having started at Seoul Foreign School in kindergarten and graduating 13 years later. The first members of the class to arrive at ICS were Hana Yoshitomi, Joseph Jang, Caleb Yi, and Elizabeth Sin. Amazingly, Hana began kindergarten at ICS in 2008. Please give Hana a clap from wherever you are watching this. Hana's comment was this: I was lucky enough to see everyone in the senior class's first day at ICS. The next in line is Joseph, who came in the 3rd grade. Caleb and Elizabeth entered ICS in the 5th grade. Let's give them all a warm hand of applause. On the other end of the scale, the most recent member of the 2021 class is Dres Rendon. He transferred from Faith Academy in February 2021. The members of the class of 2021 have done excellent work in the classroom, resulting in their acceptance at the following fine universities: the Hong Kong Polytechnic University, University of Westminster, UK, St. Mary's University, George Mason University, James Madison University, the University of Virginia, Pensacola Christian College, Michigan Tech University, Michigan State University, the University of Tennessee, Virginia Tech University, Humboldt State University, Oregon State University, Stevens Institute of Technology, Penn State, Drexel University, the University of Sydney, Flinders University, and De La Salle University. The class of 2021 also completed 21 AP exams. Each member of the class additionally completed a senior thesis that they presented to the ICS community in February. The following students were also honored for their academic work through their selection into the National Honor Society: Caleb E., Isa David, Ji-Won Kim, Grace Cho, and Amanda DeVetikum. This class has distinguished themselves in many ways, and as they graduate, we look forward to watching them build their lives from the foundation laid here at ICS. But what kind of graduates are we looking for? Not just those that have all the advantages that an international school experience brings, but are only concerned with themselves. No, we need highly advantaged graduates who have a heart for making a difference in the world. Graduates who will use their head, heart, and hands to reach the world with Christ's message of love. This is the culmination of the application of our mission statement: educating minds and transforming lives to impact the world for the glory of God. This was built into them during their time here. In addition to their academic endeavors, all of the seniors gave many hours of service across Singapore and to the ICS community. During the past 4 years, members of this class have also served overseas on Week Without Walls trips to Cambodia, Philippines, Malaysia, India, Indonesia, and local service here in Singapore. Some of the activities they have been involved with include construction work, fence work, painting, orphanage work, packing meals for the hungry, leading sports sessions with kids, Bible lessons, leading praise and worship, and teaching classes, to name just a few. Just a few months ago, during Week Without Walls, they served on our campus, painting Go ICS on the soccer seats, helped build a fence around the backside of the campus, created a framework for the on-campus garden, led Bible lessons and worship for the elementary school SEW. Serving off campus, the seniors also joined the Teen Challenge Ministry to prisoners and packed meals for Hearts to Serve, and even picked up trash in the park. Please join me in thanking our senior class for their generous and undaunted spirit. In all of these activities, they have learned many lessons on how they can be God's hands and feet to the community around them. I'd like to take a moment and address the class directly. I have mentioned many accolades that you should be thankful for during your time here at ICS, but I want to focus on one area that has stood out for all of you: service. Service to others in this hedonistic day and age means living a counter-cultural life. We are admonished by Christ to stand apart in Romans 12:2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. Kevin Brown, the president of Asbury University, recently said in a graduation speech that standing apart means recommitting yourself to daily practices of devotion. We're not just thinkers, we ascribe values to things of worth. We direct our lives in meaningful ways. We love. We are sculpting, directing, understanding our loves, committing in a particular direction. Commitment always seems ordinary, but it is actually paradoxical. Commitment like this is our most radical expression in a consumerist world, where freedom is equated with the expansion of choices. To commit is to bind, and to bind is to limit. Paradoxically, it's in that limitation that we find identity, meaning, and freedom. We need to be faithful when no one is looking. I challenge you to lead a counter-cultural life of service. In his book, Road to Character, David Brooks shares about a commencement address from an earlier era. Mount Holyoke Seminary, where the head of school, Mary Lyon, said to the graduates, "Do what nobody else will do. Go where nobody else will go." What a challenge to live a life of service that has no limitations. It may be that you are sent far away. It may keep you close by. The key is that you are anchored to a very different reality, the charge to live your life for Christ. This constitutes a more excellent way. Be different, be contrasted, be set apart, and go. The administration, faculty, staff, and school board join me in congratulating you on a job well done. We look forward to seeing how you will use your skills to impact the world for God's glory in the coming years. It is my privilege to present the 2021 Founders Scholarship. This award is presented to a person of Christian faith in keeping with the founder's vision and core values for ICS. They must have a 3.5 QM GPA and a clear intent to enroll in a post-secondary educational program, and have been enrolled at ICS for at least 4 semesters by the second semester of their senior year. They will receive a $1,000 scholarship to the university of their choice. The 2021 Founders Scholarship recipient is Amanda DeVetican. Congratulations to Amanda. I have had the privilege to get to know Amanda this year in several different settings, including serving on the same Week Without Walls team. I've been very impressed with her academic seriousness, her commitment to our school, and her Christian faith. She will attend the University of Virginia in the fall. Join me in congratulating Amanda on winning this prestigious award.
First of all, a big congratulations to this year's senior class of 2021 and your well-deserved success. I'm Sandy Fung, and it is my privilege to present the ICS PTF Scholarship Award. This award is to recognize the achievements of a well-rounded student who has demonstrated a consistency in spiritual growth, community service, academic effort, and extracurricular activities. The winner will be awarded a $1,500 scholarship to a tertiary education of their choice. This year's recipient has demonstrated a desire to bring a positive impact to others and to the global community, with a keen interest to further study on how to improve the environment. The recipient has also demonstrated a consistent willingness to help others and is an example and encouragement to many by his or her love for God. I am pleased to announce that the recipient for this year's 2021 PTF Scholarship Award goes to Jeremy Graves. Congratulations, Jeremy. Well done.
Hi, my name is Ms. Sierra Sanchez, and this year, along with Ms. Nara Lee, we had the pleasure of teaching Senior Thesis. Senior Thesis is the culminating capstone project here at ICS. It sometimes has the notorious reputation of being one of the most difficult courses you can take, but it tends to be really rewarding as well. This year we had many interesting projects ranging from politics to the fashion industry to biophilic design and much more. However, two stood out above the rest. So it is my honor to present the runner-up for Best Senior Thesis Award to a student who wrote a very compelling paper on the nature of intelligence. Congratulations, Mr. Caleb Yee. And finally, the Best Senior Thesis Award goes to a student who worked diligently throughout the year and wrote a fascinating research paper on the feasibility of edible insects. Congratulations, Best Senior Thesis of 2021 goes to Kobe Tan.
My name is Grace Cho, and I moved to Singapore 5 years ago with my whole family. And at first, I was very unfamiliar with the new culture and even English, so I used to complain a lot about the situations I had to face. But looking back from 2021, I really think that those challenges actually helped me grow my faith in God and strengthen my relationship with Him. Also, ICS made a big impact in my life because it allowed me to build relationships more easily and it gave me opportunities to share my honest thoughts and emotions within small communities. Through school years of ups and downs, I grew both physically and spiritually, learning that there are many people who are actually praying for me and encouraging me through different ways from different places. So I really want to thank those who went through the hardships with me and prayed for me. To my family, 우리 가족들의 격려와 응원이 없었다면 지금의 제가 여기 있지 못했을 것 같아요. 항상 감사하고 사랑합니다.
Hi everyone, good evening. Thanks to Mr. Harding, Dr. Rader, and all the friends and parents watching this tonight. Let me just say, I will keep this short and sweet because the more I talk, the more likely I am to cry. Up until recently, I felt apprehensive whenever I thought of finishing school and starting a new chapter. But standing here today, after going through the senior year, I'm filled with excitement to venture into another world and offer all I have. I still remember my first day at ICS. I was excited, but I remember hating it. It was difficult for me to make friends, and the teachers were really friendly and very interested in my personal life, which I found extremely weird. But as time passed by, I fell in love with this place. I fell in love with who I became because of ICS. I had many good and bad experiences, but they all shaped me into who I am today. My fellow graduates played a big part into my development, and I would like to thank you all for that. We made many memories together and went through so much, especially those that have been here since elementary or middle school. Every single one of you guys is so talented and so special, and I'm so proud of all of you for who you are and who you will become. Now, this is where my long list of thanks starts. I would like to thank my coaches, Mrs. Fields and Mrs. Williams, for not only teaching me volleyball skills, but also teaching me how to be a better person with a completely changed mindset. You changed me from a girl that was angry, afraid of losing and making mistakes, into a confident player that now enjoys every single game. I would like to thank Ms. Sanchez for being my mentor and my friend, for being there for me when I needed advice or an adult to rely on. Ms. Lafferty, thank you for being another one of my mentors and for helping me with my spiritual journey. I would like to thank Bianca De Paula for being my best friend through high school and for never giving up on me. One of the most important things that I learned from you was how to be brutally honest, sometimes too honest, which was the thing that drastically changed my life for the better. I want to give special thanks to Amber Boxam and Prasant for being my middle school and current friends who have been extremely supportive of me even though they're both miles away from Singapore. Quick shout out to Savannah for annoying me in a good way and for making me laugh, Elizabeth for being my friend since middle school, and Jeremy for being intentional with our friendship and genuinely getting to know me. Sam, even though you're an underclassman, we're literally the same person with the exact same birthday, and I would like to thank you for teaching me so many things and how to be more positive and how to make better decisions. Lastly, and most importantly, I want to thank my family. I want to thank my grandma, who's watching this live right now, for taking care of me for so many years and for shaping me into this beautiful human that I am today. Thank you, Justin, for loving me no matter how annoying I am. Thank you for sharing your snacks with me, catching me grasshoppers, and keeping me company in AP Stats and US History back when school was online. This stays between us, but you're the one I'll miss the most when I leave. Thank you, Dad, for being a great listener, patient, and always trying your best to solve all the conflicts between me and Mom. Mom, thank you for being my best friend all these years and always trying to love me in the best way you can. You sacrificed so much for me your entire life, and I will never be able to repay you for everything you've done. I will forever be grateful for attending ICS and for the way it changed me and helped me grow into the person I am now. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ICS families. I'd like to say thank you to my friends and parents for being there for me every step in my journey at ICS. Moving almost every 3 to 4 years has been hard, but thanks to my parents, they've made the transition easy and encouraged me to do good everywhere I go. Also, thank you to my teachers at ICS for helping me any time that they have, during school and after school. And thank you to my brothers for helping me with homework assignments, even if they live halfway across the world, and teaching me when I don't have help. And congratulations to the class of 2021 for graduating. And thank you for ICS for all the opportunities you have provided us.
I cannot believe I have reached this point in my life. I am beyond excited, but graduating has caused me to reflect on the past 4 years in high school, specifically the 2 years I've spent in Singapore at ICS. I never really wanted to move to Asia, and for a while during 2020, I was mad that we moved here. But if I had never trusted my parents' decision to move us here, and if I never trusted God's leading, then I would have never gone to ICS. I would have never met my amazing teachers and the wonderful staff at ICS, and of course my senior class, who are so special to me. I was scared to move to Asia, fearing the unknown, but I chose to trust God's plan for me. To go to Asia was the best, and it was. And now I get choked up thinking about leaving this beautiful island. I am forever grateful for my senior class. You guys are so funny and fun, and you've been there for me during the good and the bad. We've been through so much, and we've stuck together. Each of you has added something unique to my life, whether it be calm presence when I'm stressed out, the dumb humor that lights up my day, or the courage to speak truth into my heart, even if at the moment the truth hurts, and it's not what I like to hear. I will always treasure the memories we've made together. To my teachers, thank you for tirelessly investing in my life and teaching me many valuable lessons that I will carry with me into the next chapter of my life. You lead me with both firmness and grace, not giving up on me, even when sometimes I wanted to give up on school. Your passion for God and making an impact in people's lives have inspired me to be a better person, loving God and loving people more. To Mr. Lau, the high school counselor, thank you so much for helping me navigate my future and helping me get my life together even when it seemed scary and was overwhelming for me. And of course, to my parents and my family, you guys are my entire world. I love you so much, more than words can tell. You have shaped me into the young woman I am today, firm in my faith and convictions, bold and ready to conquer whatever lies ahead. You have been my constant when everything around us changed every 3 years during yet another move, and you helped me get through online schooling during 2020, which was hard. You motivate me to fill others with an infectious, unending love. You see the good in me, even when I struggle to feel like I measure up. I thank the Lord every day that He placed me in your family and you guys in my life. Above all, I want to take this moment to uplift and glorify God. He is the one who, more importantly than everyone else, has made me the person I was meant to be. He has loved me even before I was born, and He has been with me every step of the way, from kindergarten to 12th grade. I end this chapter ready to step into the next one, trusting God and living to honor Him through all I say and do.
Good evening, parents, teachers, and my fellow knights. I'm Hudson Lorenzo, and I'm one of the 20 seniors that survived high school after all the burpees from Mr. Harding. This moment right here is the pinnacle of our entire high school journey. This is a moment that we seniors or even other high schoolers have all been waiting for. And it's truly fulfilling to finally attain this point with the help of the people around us and especially God. At the same time, it is also bittersweet because of the uncertainty of when we'll be seeing each other again after everything that we've been through. For example, when we had to step up to become role models and leaders for the middle schoolers and other high schoolers during Week Without Walls. Or when we simply had to write a 12-page research paper and present it to a lot of people for almost half a day. In the 9 months that I've spent in this school, I've met a lot of people that helped me adjust into this new environment, even in Singapore. First off, I want to thank my teachers that remained patient with me for most of my late submissions. All jokes aside, thank you for being such good role models and for always being there whenever we need your help for the subjects that you guys are teaching us. Second, I want to thank my classmates for being really approachable and for always keeping it real with me. Thirdly, I want to thank all the staff in ICS. Without you guys, the school wouldn't have been a community at all. Lastly, I want to thank my parents and my sister for always being there, for always supporting me in everything that I want to do. You guys have been there for me ever since the first time I stepped my foot in kindergarten, crying, asking you guys not to leave me. And here I am now on my last day of high school, graduating. I wouldn't have done this without all of you, and especially without God. So everything that I've done, all of my accomplishment, is all for you, my parents, and for God.
Hi, my name is Robbie McKinnon. First of all, I would like to start off with a joke. What color is the wind? The answer is blue, B-L-E-W, like the color blue, B-L-U-E. Thank you. Okay, on the first day of ICS, I was brought to Miss Stuckey's room, and there I saw Koki, as it also happened to be his first day of school. However, I already knew Koki from softball because I would play against his team a few times a year. The first week of school was the hardest time for me, emotionally, since I did not know who I should stick to or where I should go. Every day for a week, during lunch for my first week in ICS, I would only buy the famous Amos cookies since everyone on my table was eating snacks and I was too nervous to buy a meal at the canteen. Despite these hard times, ICS has given me great opportunities, especially in athletics. Whether it was playing 5 years of varsity soccer, or winning a gold medal for 2 years in a row in ultimate frisbee, or going to Manila for a basketball tournament. These instances, especially now, made me realize that sometimes you never know the true value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Now, I want to give some shout outs to a few teachers who helped me and supported me throughout my school life. First, Miss Lamro. Thanks for having faith in me throughout my high school career, because if I was to score low on the AP exam, or without your help in this class, I was really certain that I was not going to be able to pursue my passion for wildlife in university and in the future. But you were there when I needed help, and that really meant a lot to me, as now I'm going to be majoring in wildlife ecology and conservation at Michigan Tech University. Second, Miss Bandy. Sorry for all the times my friends and I constantly put stress on you during your academic director days. Also, in sports theory and history, when you storm out of the room with rage from all the frustration Caleb, Haria, Koki, and some of us were causing all year long to you. But to be honest, I always liked making teachers have a hard time because of my foolishness personality, but I'll never forget those golden days. And third, Miss Sanchez and Mr. Smith. Thank you so much for helping out on Nature Nights. And as you guys probably know, it means a lot to me because it allowed me to take initiatives in spreading awareness about the importance of nature and its ecosystem to our life. And Mr. Smith, thanks for the hikes we went. Those are some of my good memories. And lastly, for my friends and family. Well, Ollie, you're annoying most of the time, but I feel like we share the same stubbornness, that it was great to have you for the past 2 years, and I'm gonna be excited for the day that you come to Michigan and we can meet each other. And for the boys, I'll save the compliments I have for you guys until after graduation. Thea, thanks. And Mama and Daddy, I'll miss you guys once I leave, but it'll still feel as if our whole family is right next to each other when we do our weekly FaceTime with 4 different screens. And Casey and Julia, well, we'll see each other soon in the US, so there's not much to miss. Now I'm going to be speaking in Japanese to my grandparents in Japan. わざじじ、今までありがとうございました。来月もう日本に行くとき、コロナの影響で会わない可能性もあるけど、くら寿司に一緒に行けたらいいね。And thank you ICS for all these memories and wish you all good luck in the future.
Good evening, Dr. Rader, Mr. Harding, teachers, families, and friends. I can't believe the year we've had, both difficulties and challenges. But it has been an amazing journey, and who can forget the undeniable impact of COVID-19? I'm sure that everyone in my class of 2021 will most likely never forget. Even though we didn't end this year as we would have liked, I'm still glad that we're able to graduate as a class, even if it's online. When I entered high school 4 years ago, I remember one of the things I was really excited about was the Week Without Walls trips. It has certainly been one of the highlights of my high school experience, despite the fact I only had one chance to experience a year overseas in Cambodia. That was certainly the best Week Without Walls experience for me. Whilst I still had to spend the other 3 Week Without Walls years in Singapore, they have all been singularly different, and I want to thank Miss Bandy and Miss Lafferty for making my last Week Without Walls a memorable one, despite the restrictions of COVID. ICS has also played a part in the development of my faith in God. Through the different Bible classes, especially in my final year in biblical worldview, I was really challenged in my thinking and beliefs. The whys and the hows all made me think deeper about my relationship with God, how God views His people, how His people have viewed God. I would like to think that this is one of the lasting legacies that ICS has shown in me, that my faith is portable and it does not matter where I end up around the world. I will still have a strong faith that God is with me and is still guiding me. I also want to thank my volleyball coaches, Mrs. Fields and Mrs. Williams. You both have really cultivated my love for the sport, and in due course helped develop my confidence as an individual and as a successful team player. I have thoroughly enjoyed the opportunities of not just playing the sport and being part of the volleyball team, but also to have opportunities to encourage and mentor the younger upcoming players, to be there with the team through all of our wins and losses, and to grow together. There is no doubt that through our entire high school experience, we all had one goal in mind, and that was to finish well and to graduate. We all have put in hard work and effort to get to where we are today, and we could have not done that without the people around us and each other as we encourage each other along. I would like to thank my parents and my grandparents who are watching. Thank you for encouraging me and praying over me. I'm so thankful that you have been so supportive of me, even in my lowest times. I would also like to thank my best friend Venetia, who is currently overseas but is one of the most important people in my life. Thank you for being weird with me and motivating me to do my best. I want to thank my teachers for investing in me and believing that I could do it, even when I didn't think I could. Finally, I want to thank my classmates for always being fun and energetic people, but also serious and understanding. I'm so proud of us and of the memories and friendships we have all made together. I pray that the class of 2021 will walk out of here feeling proud of all they have accomplished over the last 4 years. And always remember, it's not just the friends that you make while you're in school. It's the memories that you leave behind that really count. Thank you.
Hi everyone, and thank you for tuning into our graduation. Last year when we watched graduation online, I don't think anyone expected for us to be here again. It's sad that we aren't able to be on stage in front of our family and friends expressing how we overcame the pandemic and graduated. But it's important to be grateful for this opportunity as there are other seniors who don't have the chances that we do. I wanted to start off by saying thank you to every single student who sat in the same classroom as me and pushed me to achieve more than I thought I ever could. To every teacher who's waking me up in class and makes sure that I do more than what was expected. To all my coaches who trained me not only to be a better athlete, but to be a better person. To my friends who, despite my whack personality, stuck with me to the end. And to my family who's raised me for 18 years, lovingly, without complaining, and has given me this chance to be successful. You all have made my life amazing, and I couldn't ask for anything more. With this, I wanted to give a little advice to all the students at ICS. They say our generation has knowledge at their fingertips. With a simple Google search, we can read up on information that people have taken their entire lives to study. Yet other than homework assignments and trying to find ways to cure boredom, how many times would you say that the internet has helped you with real life problems? I think one of the biggest misconceptions a lot of us teenagers and kids have is that by growing up with internet and technology that are supposed to have all these answers for us, we think that we must deal with all of our problems alone. And by doing so, we are strong. Strength doesn't come from looking like we don't have problems. It comes from first acknowledging our problems and then finding ways to ask for help. I think that is the biggest thing I've learned at ICS and being a kid at home. Thank you.
The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord lift his countenance upon you and give you peace, and give you peace. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you, be gracious. The Lord be gracious, gracious unto you. Amen, 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 amen,
Kenneth Chia Yujian.
Hi Kenneth, congratulations on your graduation. Very proud of you. One challenge after another, you have overcome, and well done, and you will never walk alone.
Yes, we are so proud of you, and all the best for your future undertaking. Remember that God loves you very much, and we love you very much as well. Congratulations again.
Jae-eun Grace Cho.
Hi Grace. 졸업을 진심으로 축하해. 쉽지 않은 싱가포르 생활 그리고 ICS 학교 생활을 끝까지 포기하지 않고 최선을 다해줘서 엄마는 재은이가 정말로 자랑스럽고 고마워. 이제 더 넓은 세상으로 나갈 재은이가 더욱 성장하고 빛날 것을 믿으며 엄마는 널 위해 항상 축복하며 기도할게. 졸업을 축하하고 사랑해.
Isabella David.
Isa, I just wanted to say how extremely proud of you we are, how excited we are for you.
I know we can't have a normal graduation this year due to the situation, but the fact is, you are graduated. You did it, Bells.
I believe in you. We have all the reason to believe that you will do great things in life. You are ready, but sometimes I'm not sure I am.
We are blessed to have a daughter like you, Bells. Your degree is not just a piece of paper. It's a set of wings that will help you to fly away in the new world called life.
God will guide you when we can't. You will never be alone. We love you so much.
Congratulations!
Salut! Cu ocazia absolvirii liceului, îți urez succes în continuare pe drumul ce îl vei alege. Meriți și vei avea o viață frumoasă și fericită. Trebuie să-ți alegi cu grijă idealurile și să țintești cât mai sus. Acum ai devenit adult, pășește înainte, muncește cu plăcere pentru a avea mereu succes. Te iubim enorm, Bubu și bunicu.
Amanda Deva Erican.
Congratulations, Amanda. Come on, spread your wings and explore the world with Christ as center. We are proud of you, Amanda. God bless you.
Hey, Amanda, congratulations. We are very proud of you, of what you have accomplished in life. You have managed to get into your dream school. We pray that Christ be with you as you navigate through life and grant you all the success you need in life in order to be a mighty witness for Him. God bless.
Savannah Grace Eschenroder.
Wow, Savannah, I can't believe we're here. Your first major milestone, high school graduation. For the last 12 years, you've worked so hard going to 9 different schools on 4 continents, and through it all, you've shown adaptability and resiliency.
It's been one heck of an adventure, but we're so proud of you, and our prayer is that you would seek the Lord in all your decisions and stay close to Him. We love you, Savannah.
We can't wait to see what your next adventure brings.
Andres Garcia Rendon.
Dear Andres, we saw you taking your first step, and now we see you embarking in this new professional journey. Before you walk out of the door, we would like to say the following words. Be careful. Take calculated risk. Never stop learning. Continue dreaming. And make the most out of this opportunity.
God has a great plan for your life, and He will guide you even when we can't. Follow Him and live for His glory. It hurts to let you go, but this is your time. Wherever the world takes you, remember, we are very proud of you, and we love you more than words can say. Congratulations, Andres.
Jeremy Hudson Graves.
Jeremy, your mom and I just want to say how proud we are for all the hard work that you've put in that makes this to be your special day.
That's true, and we know the Lord has a great plan for you. We're looking forward to see you walk into the destiny that the Lord has prepared for you, and we are honored to witness and very proud to see the great milestone you have accomplished this fall.
So together we want to say, congratulations, Jeremy. We are really proud of you.
Thea Kathleen Holdeman.
Congratulations, Thea. We're very proud of you. We love you. We look forward to see what you do in the future. Class of 2021, congratulations to you all and best of luck. God bless.
Congratulations, Thea, and everybody in the class of 2021. I hope you have a really good day.
Happy graduation, Thea. I'm so proud of you and all that you have accomplished, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. God bless.
Joseph Macarios Jung.
Joseph, congratulations. Thank you for being a blessing in our lives. We're thankful to God that you're graduating from ICS.
The Bible tells us that the mind of man plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. Let us continue to trust and love God who guides our every step. We love you. All praise and glory to God.
Jiwon Kim.
Hi Jiwon, congratulations on your graduation and best wishes for the next adventures.
지원아, 그동안 공부하느라고 수고 많았다. 졸업 진심으로 축하하고 한국에서 만나자.
졸업 축하하고 대학은 알아서 잘할 거라 믿고 화이팅!
누나 졸업 축하해.
Taeyeon Kim.
Congratulations on your graduation, Taeyeon. I am so proud and thankful today as my beloved son's life next chapter will begin tonight. I know there are many things you may feel not happy about or areas you have regrets. But I do sincerely announce that you are much better person than I am at your age. So I know your next chapter will be very prosperous and joyful as long as you are with our Heavenly Father's grace. I also want to say my sincere thanks to the school, teachers, and all faculty members for their praying for each every student, including Taeyeon. God bless you, Taeyeon, and God bless ICS. Thank you.
Hudson Ivan Bocabo Lorenzo.
Hi Kuya Ivan, congratulations. Good luck and God bless on your next journey. We love you.
Congratulations Kuya Ivan for completing your grade 12. We are really happy, thankful and proud of what you have achieved. Have in mind that whatever you do, whatever you decide in your life, that both of us will always be there for you. We'll always be there to help you, to support you and to guide you. Thank you Kuya Ivan.
Robert Avent McKinnon.
Robbie, congratulations and we are proud of you. You went through multiple schools in multiple countries and multiple languages, all with optimism and good humor. You now get to add another school in another country to your repertoire, pursuing studies that will benefit the world. We are most grateful since if our house were like most, after Julie and Casey left, it would have been a lot quieter and less active. You more than filled that void.
You've grown so big, nice, handsome gentleman, but you are still my baby, and you always be my baby boy. I'll miss having you around at home.卒業 오메데토.
Elizabeth Jai Sin.
Congratulations, Elizabeth, for reaching this milestone, and we are all incredibly proud of you. Know that as you go on to this next stage of your life, all our love and our prayers are going with you and ahead of you.
Elizabeth, we know that nothing is going to stop you. Not COVID, not any transition back to Australia or any of the challenges that you might face in the future. So take confidence in God. He's got a wonderful purpose for your life and we love you very much. God bless you.
Jaron Audric Q Tan.
Jaron, you've reached another milestone. Congratulations on your graduation. Today, we celebrate with you on your accomplishment. We are so proud of the person you have become, and we will continue to support you on all your endeavors. Always remember to continue to commit to the Lord. Whatever you do, and your plans will succeed. Again, congratulations.
Kobe Nicholas Tan.
Hi Kobe. Congratulations on graduating from high school. You finally made it. Mom, Grandma, and Grandpa are so proud of you, and we wish you all the best in your journey going forward. We're always going to be here for you, and we love you so much. Again, congrats, Kobe.
Koki Wakabayashi.
Hi Koki, congratulations on your graduation. It's been 16 years, I think. since we came here to Singapore, it's quite fast. I cannot believe you already graduate the high school. This timing is because of C19 we cannot have the normal celebration, but I believe you enjoy your graduation with your friends. Hopefully you can get a good future for the next stage in university. Life is still go on, so anyway, you study hard and grown up well. Hope you to be good man. Congratulations, Koki.
I'm going to read a short letter to Koki. Dear Koki, thank you for showing me many different scenes. Sometimes they made me feel delightful, sometimes painful. I'm so grateful to be able to share every moment. All memories are my treasure. I will miss you, but I'm so excited for what life is going to bring you. I love you, Mom.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Caleb June Yi. Hana Yoshitomi.
花、卒業おめでとう。勉強とバレエの両立、よく頑張ったね。これからは自分の選択に自信と責任を持って自分らしい人生を歩んでください。これからも応援してるから頑張ってね。
花、卒業おめでとう。13年間通った ICS を去るのは少し寂しい気がしますが、あなたの人生の次のステージが楽しく素晴らしいものになることを願っています。これまであなたを支えてくれた学校の先生やスタッフ、すべての人に感謝しています。おめでとう。そしてありがとう。
ありがと
う。Sun Yu.
Hi son, congratulations on your graduation. It seems like yesterday when you were smiling in your mom's arms, but you are already graduating from high school. You'll have to decide everything for yourself. Set goals for what kind of life you are going to live. I hope that you will plan and practice for your life. Additionally, I hope you be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other. Let's go sailing together. I love you.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Congratulations on your graduation to you. Hi son, keep God first in your life always. I'm so proud of you. I love you. 사랑해.
Seniors, in the witness of your family, loved ones, faculty, and staff, and in fulfillment of the requirements for a high school diploma established by the International Community School in Singapore, an institution accredited by the Association of Christian Schools International and by the Western Association of Schools and Colleges, and in affirmation of your good character and due diligence to complete the prescribed program, I proudly pronounce you as graduates. You may move your tassels to the left.
evening. It is my privilege on behalf of the ICS Board of Directors to bring words of congratulations and greetings at this 2021 ICS graduation. As a board, we want to express our grateful appreciation to our director, Dr. J.P. Rader, to his amazing admin team, and to our dedicated faculty and staff for their faithful service to ICS during this past year. But our main reason for gathering is to celebrate you, the ICS 2021 graduates. Congratulations on reaching this strategic mile marker on your journey. We applaud you for your achievements over your years at ICS. We especially want to thank you for your flexibility and perseverance during these past 1.5 years. We know this was not the kind of senior year you had anticipated and looked forward to, but we have seen you accept the challenges, make the adjustments, and continue to persevere. Perhaps you heard earlier this month that in spite of all the discouraging news currently in our world today, the universe is humming. Voyager 1 space probe has detected a curious and persistent hum coming from interstellar space. I was excited when I heard the report and I found the actual sound, but I was disappointed that it wasn't a tune I recognized. It's more of a vibration than a hum. Voyager 1 was launched in 1977, and as of this evening, it has been hurtling through space for 43 years, 8 months, and 23 days. It completed its mission of studying the outer solar system and is currently moving through interstellar space at 17 kilometers per second. The software that runs its 2 digital cameras was removed years ago to conserve energy in space, and even if they were operating, we no longer have the computer systems on Earth to interpret the data that it would send back. But before shutting down its cameras on February 14th, 1990, as the probe was exiting our solar system, it looked back over its shoulder one last time and snapped a massive panoramic picture, which it sent back to Earth 3.7 billion miles away. It took 5.5 hours for the data from those pictures traveling at the speed of light to reach Earth. But the result was a breathtaking photograph that reveals Earth in a narrow shaft of light, what Carl Sagan famously referred to as a pale blue dot, less than 1 pixel in size in the vast expanse of space. In some ways, this evening is a similar momentous occasion for you, the graduating class of 2021. You are on this little red dot, on that pale blue dot. For the past 18 years, you have journeyed through the stages of infancy to childhood to elementary, middle, and high school. You have been heavily influenced by the gravitational pull of home and of family. But today that begins to change. You move into a future where you have greater freedom to make your own choices. Where will you go to university? What will you study? Whom will you marry? How will you spend your time and your money? So today, like Voyager 1, you pause on your journey to take a look back at the familiar before you continue into the exciting, unexplored future in front of you. It is our hope and prayer that your time at ICS has not only resulted in the educating of your minds, but in the ongoing transformation of your heart and lives through a living relationship with your Creator, so that you can truly impact your world for the glory of God. By the way, there is one thing that has kept the Voyager 1 space probe on mission for the last 43 years. Every day, it receives commands from and transmits data to the Deep Space Network. It's an array of giant radio antennas located in 3 locations around our globe. And although the power of the transmitter on the probe is about the same wattage as the light bulb in your refrigerator, and the signal takes 21 hours to reach Earth, still the network is sensitive enough to hear the faint signals from 14 billion miles away. In much the same way, it will be our daily communication with our loving Heavenly Father that will keep us on a good trajectory throughout life. So I leave you with the timeless wisdom expressed by the writer of the book of Proverbs. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. Congratulations, and may God bless you as you continue your journey.
Good evening to the ICS community, teachers, students, and family members who are here to celebrate these graduating seniors. My name is Ms. Sierra Sanchez, and it is my absolute privilege to be able to give this year's commencement speech to the graduating class of 2021, the students who will always have a very special place in my heart. 3 years ago, I was a fresh college grad, eagerly awaiting to begin my teaching career. I remember looking at my schedule and seeing that my first class would be 10th grade English. I sat at my desk feeling all kinds of emotions, nerves mixed with excitement, and wondered, who are these students that are about to walk in? What would they be like? Would they be funny or smart or loud or quiet? Or would we even get along? Well, as is typical with the class of 2021, they were not what I expected at all. No offense, but you were all really small and scrawny and super quiet. I remember thinking to myself, they're so timid. How am I going to get them to speak up and participate in my lessons? Well, that was a very short-lived thought because there was hardly ever a quiet class after that first one. Very quickly, I learned that this group of kids has personality. All kinds of idiosyncratic personality. Just when I think I have you guys all figured out, you never cease to surprise me, always defying expectations. Now, when I was asked to do the commencement speech, I thought to myself, where do I start? What even is a commencement speech? Well, the word commencement comes from the old French word commencer, which means to begin or to come into existence. Obviously, in true Ms. Sanchez fashion, I had to go over the brief etymology of the word, but I think it's important because it highlights what today means. Today is the start of a new chapter of your life. You are at a pivotal point in your life, about to leave the nest or fly the coop, depending on your situation, and enter the world of adulting. For many of you, this will be the first time that you live independently. First time you cook your own meals, clean your own rooms, and do your own laundry. Yes, Joseph, you're going to have to do laundry, please. But don't get too excited to leave, and don't forget about your parents. In fact, if you're sitting with them right now, I want you to turn to them and tell them a huge thank you. If you're not with them, then you can call them after and tell them. They deserve your utmost gratitude and respect. Parents of these seniors, I have mad respect for all of you. I've only known your kids for 3 years, and it was enough. You've been blessed to be with them for the past 18 years. So well done, truly respect. Okay, now back to what I was saying. Today marks a new beginning for all of you. I remember sitting at my high school graduation and being told, you will do great things in this world. And then I remember sitting at my college graduation and being told, you will do great things in this world. But here is my advice to you. Instead of focusing on doing great things, I want you to focus on being great human beings. In today's world, we live in a society that places an extremely high value on our external achievements and accolades. I'm not saying these are bad things. In fact, I sincerely hope that you do find success in whatever endeavors you choose to undertake, and I'm sure you will. But do you know what I think is more important than resume building? Character building. As Michelle Obama once said, as someone who has hired and managed hundreds of young people, I have never once asked someone I was interviewing to explain a test score or a grade in a class. I have never once made a hire just because someone went to an Ivy League instead of a state school. What I have looked for is what kind of person you are. Are you a hard worker? Are you reliable? Are you open to other viewpoints? Have you stepped outside of your own self-interest to serve others? So here I am, with as much authority as Michelle Obama, telling you, yes, do great things. But more importantly, be a great person. You are about to embark on the journey that is life. Whether that looks like college, or a job, or national service, or a gap year, or whatever else your future may hold for you, you are about to step into the world on your own, to come into your own existence. But before you do that, just stop for a moment and ask yourself, who are you going to be? I'm not asking you what you are going to do, but who are you going to be? If this were an essay, by now I probably would have commented, don't just tell me to be a good person, show me how to be a good person. Be specific, support your claims, don't be vague. Or, my personal favorite, question mark, question mark, question mark. I know you all are gonna miss my infamous essay comments. So let me tell you, from my own experience, I am a better person because of the hardships I have gone through. As many of you know, I love basketball. I grew up playing it my whole life, and most of my identity was always closely tied to it. I don't like to talk too much about myself, but I was kind of the low-key GOAT. So you can imagine how devastating it was when I arrived to play collegiate basketball in America and I didn't even make the varsity team. I was shattered, upset, rejected, embarrassed, resentful. In fact, it hit me so hard that it not only affected me mentally, but it also began to affect me physically. I couldn't eat, I stopped attending classes, I became super anxious. I felt like a complete failure. But during this time, I learned perseverance. I learned the value of hard work. I learned how to be a team player. I learned that my identity is not grounded in basketball, but in Christ. I grew as a person in ways I probably wouldn't have had I not gone through that hardship. It is my biggest failures, not my joy-filled successes, where I have learned some of my most important life lessons. Although it may sound paradoxical, we need to fail to be successful. Life is going to come at you fast. You will have to make many tough decisions. You will suffer heartaches, endure high periods of stress, witness the suffering of others, experience suffering yourself, lost jobs, setbacks, missed opportunities, broken relationships, and the list goes on. But these are the situations that will make you who you are. As difficult as it is, failures are character-building moments that will stretch and test your true being. It will show you who you are. So, class of 2021, as you go forward, hear me say this. I know making big contributions and being really successful is often glamorized in today's world. We all dream of changing the world, but in reality, global change usually happens slowly and methodically. And the good news is that that's Jesus' job. Only He can truly revolutionize the world. We can and should do our part as well, but ultimately it is through Christ alone that the kingdom of God will be fully lived out in our world. It is my prayer that you remember this, that God doesn't base our worth on our outward accomplishments, but He looks at our hearts. We are saved by grace, not our works. Each and every one of us has been saved through God's grace, and nothing we do will earn us more or less of it. At the end of the day, when you look back on your life, it won't be the jobs, the promotions, your money, or your accomplishments that define you, but it is your character. The world needs more great people. The world needs more loyal friends like Peter Kim. The world needs more genuine helpers like Sunny. The world needs more dreamers like Savannah. The world needs more environmentally conscious people like Robbie. The world needs more fighters like Isa. Don't mess with her. The world needs more Kobe's who will diligently stay late after every senior thesis class to ask questions. The world needs more driven introverts like Grace. More humorous eccentricity like Koki. More earnest and deep thinkers like Kenneth. The world needs more patient people like Jaren, who once kindly held a mirror up for Savannah as she did her makeup. The world needs more hardworking people like Amanda, more servant-hearted people like Jeremy, more talented artists like Hannah, more detailed-oriented people like Hudson, who notice the small details that others tend to ignore. The world needs more sincere kindness like Liz, more authentically curious people like Jess, more motivated Theas who once single-handedly convinced her teachers, athletic directors, counselor, and principal to let her go on a basketball trip that she wasn't supposed to go on. The world needs more leaders who aren't afraid to grow, like Caleb, more organized people like Jiwon, and more creative chaos like Joseph. But not too much. You guys are great humans with personalities that I will not forget. And I'm sure you will go on to do great things. But, and I hope this isn't too scandalous, I don't really care if you do or not. Years from now, when I meet up with you all again, I want to know who you have become. Not the things you did, but what kind of person you are. Who you really are. Now, and I'll end by saying this. When I think back to my high school graduation and even my college graduation, I honestly don't remember a single thing the commencement speaker said. And I realize this too will probably be the case for you all. But if you take away just one thing from this speech, from my heart, I hope and pray that you embrace and learn from the twists and turns, the uncertainties, the unexpected, the failures of life. These are sure to come. And when they do, look to them as character-building moments. Class of 2021, I can't wait to see who you are and who you will become.
Class of 2021, we are proud of you and your accomplishments. We look forward to what God has planned for you. It is with great pleasure that I present to you the graduating class of 2021. It is our tradition at ICS to sing together the hymn, Be Thou My Vision, which will be led by Mr. Babb on the saxophone.
We want to thank you for being here tonight with us for this special graduation. Please give a big hug to your graduate for us. Let's pray together as we close this commencement ceremony. Now to him who is able to do far more abundantly beyond all that we ask or think, according to the power that works within us, to him be the glory in the church and in Christ Jesus to all generations, forever and ever. Amen.